Hi guys, so I want to show you LuckyOrange.com. It's a software for monitoring your website, but it does so much more than that. You can chat with live visitors, you can record and play back how they move through your site so that you can fix up errors. You might see them constantly clicking on a button that doesn't work, or maybe they are trying to click somewhere where there's not even a button, and things like that. They're trying to click on a link or something that looks like a link, and all these different things you'll pick up if you start watching recordings of people through your site. So these are my live visitors right now. That's not many at all because it's only 7:57 a.m. But so they're on various pages on my site, one of my sites, and tells you what device they're on. And there's a bunch of other columns that I can bring up as well. But then you have these real-time alerts. So if someone goes on a certain page, like I'll just launch on my phone because it blocks my IP. So I should have popped up there. There are. That's me just popped up there. Hang on, I'll go to the home page. I think that's me. We'll just see. See if it swaps. Yep, so that's me. It just turned grey. Right, that's me up there now. Now, you should hear an announcement. Oh, sorry, I got the computer turned off. So if I shut up in a second, you should hear my computer speak. Okay, so so it just said such and such from Burwood triggered join PG, and a sound of a coin drop. That means someone's on my join page, which is me. And if I turn my phone off, that should disappear in a sec. It'll probably take a few minutes to disappear, 30 seconds to a few minutes. But what it's awesome for is, there it goes, it's going to disappear now. I can up here make myself available for chat by toggling that on and off. And if I do that, down in the bottom right-hand corner of their screen, it says, support is online for chat. And what you do is you get online during your peak periods of the day, because a lot of people who are thinking about joining, they've read all your FAQ, but they haven't reached out. And when you turn that chat on, especially if it's in one of their break times, so I generally get on at lunch at about 4:45 and then in the evening, and I just go on for probably 30 minutes or half an hour, and generally I'm just multitasking in the background, and someone will pop up and ask a question, and they'll go, hey mate, do you do helicopter exams? And I go, no, but I've got lots of people using it anyway. Here you can check out this, and this, and I'll send them a couple of links or whatever of what someone said about it. And they go, oh, cool, thanks. And then they'll join up. And that human interaction really helps as well. So let me go through a few of the things that are really awesome about that. So that's one, is you can do the live chat when you want. Another is that you can see who's online and what they're doing. Another is that you can actually play recordings of people that are online or live view. Now, it's anonymous data. You can track IPs and all that, but I don't particularly want to do that. And then you got all these recordings. Now, I pay the $10 version and it just records for 30 days. That's enough. That's all I want. So you use the recordings, and what you do is you filter depending on what page they're going on. So what I like to do is have a look at who went to my thanks page. I put a green tick on them so they stand out in my list. And now it's going to bring up everyone that went on my thanks page, and I can press play and I can watch how did they arrive there, and it shows me what pages, and I can watch them as they move through each page, and I can look for sequences. Now, then the other thing I like to do is I have a little cut and paste program. You can do it with Evernote or any of those cut and paste plugins for Chrome or something like that. And what I do is I develop an image a bit like this. Now, I need to protect some of my data here in case I get a competitor online, but as you can see, in the 30 days there was 9.3 thousand people on the homepage. Now, some of those are repeat visitors, and some of those are bots and junk traffic, or people that clicked on ads and then didn't like it. So it's nothing like the real number. The real number of actual firm interested parties and website users is probably around about half that. Okay, probably about 4.5, 5,000 tops, I suppose. Now and actually it's probably a bit less than that. It's probably about 4,000 max, I suppose. So, and then what you have is, this is to my next step in the funnel. So in other words, 9% of people went to that step in the funnel. 8% went to that, 11 there, 5 there, and 6 there. So that's 11, and 11 is 22, 30, 39%. So 39% of my homepage visitors went through to the next page. And then 11% of those went to my join page from that particular step. So I've got 5 ways through my funnel, okay? 5 different areas that they can go into my funnel. And what I like to do is compare these percentages and see not only what are my customers preferring or what are they up to, but if I've got a page that's performing particularly well, like say this one, what I can do is look, why is that performing well? What's different about that page compared to this one here only performing at 7%? Why is this one at 16% compared to that one? What have these two that are higher conversion pages got in common that that one hasn't got? And then I can go and split test and try things. So the other thing that I really like about this is if I want to try something really unique, like a completely different type of ad, what I can do is say duplicate an ad for that funnel there. And then I duplicate that whole funnel and create like a 6th funnel, and I send the ad to that 6th funnel. And I compare how it's performing compared to this one here. And when I do that, I often find that I'm able to improve. And so then what I do is I delete this funnel altogether. Or I might leave that open and split test again sometimes, but generally I'll just close that funnel down. Actually, sorry, I don't delete it. I just take them offline and turn them into draft pages, and then the new funnel becomes the winning funnel. Now, obviously, looking at this right now, that's the one there that I need to work on, because I'm only getting 7% through there. And so if you look at those numbers, so we said there was 39% stayed and went through. So that's about, what, say, I don't know, 4,500 or so, which is in line with what I said before. Then here, 11 plus 11 is 22, plus 7 is 29, plus 15 is 39, 44, plus, I think that says 16, is going to be 54, 60%. So 60% are going through to my join page. And then I've blurred out the numbers that are actually purchasing, because I don't want to give away that data. But I know those. And so 60% are making it through of the 39%. So in other words, around about, what's that about, say 24% or something of my homepage visitors are making it through to my join page. So then what I do is I go and fiddle with placing join page buttons around the place, or enticing messages about joining and things like that, and I watch those numbers fluctuate. Now, over a day or two, you're not going to have enough data to be able to say, yes, this is working. I generally would let that run for a full week, because you do get fluctuations over days of the week, and in fact you even get fluctuations over a whole week. So I definitely wouldn't make any decision on less than a week with that type of data. And often I will be fairly careful, and what I'll do is I'll save my changes before I make them. So I'll save my pages as templates, or I make a note and I email myself of what changes I made on what date and why, what was my conversion rate before the changes. And then what I do is I go and look at that after a week. If it's good, I let it keep running. If it's bad, I turn it off. Not always turn it off. If it's only a little bit worse, I will let it keep running. But if, say, if my sales or conversions drop by, say, 10%, yeah, I'd turn that off. I wouldn't accept that. You can get sales fluctuations, well, I can, around about, say, 5% a week. In a normal week, Christmas week or something like that, you might get a big swing. But most other weeks, you'll only get, say, about a 5%, maybe 7% tops. So my rule is around about 10%. If it's more than that, I'll turn it off. If it's more than a 10% gain, it's looking really good for me, although I'll accept any gain. So if it's a gain of, say, 2%, yep, I'll leave it running, watch it. If I only get 2%, then what I'll do is I'll look for a way to improve that change and try to get it up to 3, 4 or 5% or something. If that doesn't work, then what I'll do is I'll split test and go for a different change and see how that compares. Now, the other really cool thing that it's for is that you can do in it is run these polls as pop-ups or slide-ins or whatever you want. And you can show them on certain pages. You can show them to certain visitors. You can have them only showing to a certain percentage of visitors. You can have them showing to visitors from certain locations. Like see here, I didn't have much success with this, but I was getting visitors from Hong Kong, Canada, and I think that's Indonesia. So I decided to run polls at them to say, hey, why are you on my site? That's not how I worded it, but basically, and the answer that came back consistently was because it's better than anything in our country. So that was interesting research for me. And I actually tried running some ads to say that, but it wasn't profitable for me. It was too small of a snippet of a market. So, but it's excellent for, asking your customers about their pain points, asking them about their big desires, asking them what they want to get from your site, what problems they have, all that sort of thing. So as you can see here, I've got 49 responses there. That one only ran for a couple of weeks. This one here, 31, 41. So you're starting to get some reasonable data, and I got enough data there, and I just turned them off because I didn't want to leave them running the whole time and annoy my customers. As soon as I get the data, enough data that I know it's reliable, and people start saying the same thing over and over, I just turn them off. So the last thing it does is it has heat maps. So you can hover your mouse over and see what percentage on this page of these buttons are getting clicked. So that one there, 2% of all clicks, 9.3. Sometimes you've got to be a little bit careful because it might count two sections separately. Like see, it might count that outer button as 0.1 and that inner button as 8.6. So you just got to be a little bit careful that you tally them up and add them together. It'll give you that whole section, 1.4% of all clicks from there. And my video, 2%. You can even see on my video where people are clicking. Sorry, 0.2% of all people visiting are going on that. No one's really clicking on that button at all, so they're not making it that far down the page. And that also, just as from a marketing point of view, that highlights how important this information is up above the fold. It is critical that what you want your visitors to do appears up here when they first arrive on your home page, and then when they first arrive on each page. If you want them to do something, make sure it's visible, because as soon as you drop down here, look how few clicks. Now, okay, yeah, I've designed my page that way, but putting your join buttons down here does not work. Make sure they're up here. So guys, that's a quick tour of Lucky Orange. I don't have any affiliate or commission, anything like that. I just love them. I found there are other products out there like Mouseflow and things like that, but these guys, I think they have a free 30-day trial. That's enough to see whether you like it or not. To be honest, I loved it in the first 30 days, but I hadn't worked out half of what it did or how to make a heap of value out of it. So now guys, this is just one of hundreds of things I can help you with. I've got my program running right now. I'm accepting beta people at ridiculous price. Like it's right now today it's $97, but I think it's going up tonight to $197. I've got numbers where I'm raising the price, and it looks like we're probably going to hit that today sometime. So as soon as I do, I'll be doubling that to $197 US. And then when I hit the next bunch of numbers, it'll be going up to $297, then $497, then $997. And we'll see how it goes up there. It might go up, it might go down, it might stay there. So if you want to do that, just hit that join button now. Have a look at the comments. You can go to my personal page, there's some comments on there. I've had some people join already who I had to give access to a certain segment of it for a couple of reasons. I didn't actually provide access, I just sent them the video link, and they are just blown away by it. So thanks guys for watching, and jump on by that course while you can. I mean, $97 to get this sort of knowledge times, like this is like less than 0.2% of what would be in the course. So jump in and you'll learn a lot and be able to make your business boom.